drop here too, so we don't have to go through the whole level again.
All right.
Quickly get water.
Uh-oh.
Quickly.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
we made it.
That wasn't me this time.
I mentioned before that I bought a new e-reader, and I want to talk about it because it's really sick.
Oh yeah, what'd you get?
So I bought a Books
I
Palma.
hope it gets better.
I bought a Books Palma, which is the weirdest device I have ever owned for a really specific purpose. And it's basically like a really, really nice, high-quality e-ink screen
Giant bug.
in the form factor of a cell phone. And I know that the way, like, people are going to be like, but Toaster, you can just install the Kindle app on your phone.
No, it's
And
different. E-ink is different.
E-ink is different, but also,
It's important to just have not the ability to be away from the device that has all the
Yes.
social medias on it.
yes, exactly. And so I now have a phone-shaped e-reader with a really good screen that has a really good refresh rate for e-ink. It's about 20 hertz, which is pretty solid for e-ink, because normally you can't do that. Yes, Illusory, you found it.
So,
You
in a
found
previous
it.
stream, I was like, where the fuck is that one area? Like, I couldn't figure out what this item was. I feel so dumb because where you're standing, Toaster, I was jumping along all of those structures. I did not look down over this edge.
Yeah.
I'm usually very thorough about checking every goddamn perimeter. And it was
I think this is
baffling.
where one of the Mikola things are.
Yes, I believe there is a Mikola cross
Yep, I can see it.
up here.
Yeah.
Yep. This is sad. This makes me sad. I just noticed this like person, these crying bugs that are right here, and now I'm sad about it. Look at them. They're sad. I guess these ones molted. They were in pain and then they became bugs, but still. And that's the mama. All right, let's grab the Mikola cross. And this one is arm sinistral. Yeah, left arm. And then
Does it
out
specifically
what is a
mean left
sinistral?
or non-dominant?
left
Okay.
in Latin. This is the dried bouquet. This is a weird ass item.
Yeah.
This is a really weird ass item, but it is very cool. And there's something that we can do with it that would be maybe really sick. So a quaint bouquet of dried flowers offered to a small grave raises attack power when a spirit you have summoned dies. The sorrow that flows from the untimely demise of a loved one is a tenderness shared by all, regardless of birthplace. So the way to trick this and get a really good gimmick buff is to use these skeletal militia ashes, because when skeletons die, even as spirits, they come back from the dead, but it is their first death, like just them being knocked down, triggers the buff, and enemies will de-aggro from them when they're on the ground. So you can just loop that forever and be constantly buffed. But it does take a talisman slot, so
Oh.
No, that's cool as shit. I gotta mess with that.
yeah. There are a lot of weird gimmick builds that have come up as a result of the DLC, because they've added so many weird like talismans. God, my SSAO is freaking out. Give me a second. Sorry. Turn some of this stuff off. Bah. The game looks so much worse. Oh, it's not SSAO. It's some other lighting. No. Yes.
Are you getting the weird splotches?
I'm getting like my shadows are flickering. So.
What?
Just fucking with the lighting settings fix it? It do. I think. I mean, I can run this game at 4K 60 just fine. Oh god, the flickering is so intense though, whenever it happens.
I place so much value in just having a separate device for certain tasks, so you can get away from your computer or other things that are just, here's your 5 million distractions normally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also one device isn't good for everything.
Yeah.
It can do
It's not
everything,
even
but
really
it's not
that.
good at doing
Like my computer can
No.
do most things. It's just, it's such a, like when I use my iPad with a shitty wireless keyboard mount to access Google Drive and Google Docs to write, it's actively a worse version of everything. But it takes me away from my computer onto a device that's more annoying to use in terms of like being distracted and switching to other things, and like I can't even like be notified that cleanly that there are distractions anywhere. It's like even when I do get messages on Discord, it doesn't show up anywhere on my screen while I'm typing. So I'm just like in a different little writing world away from my computer that will ruin my life if I try to accomplish anything with it.
There should be revered spirit ash right here for everyone if you haven't picked it up.
Yeah. Right by the end of the bridge.
It should be
First place I found out there was
That
a
should be everything. Oh, there is one item out here by this bird we didn't grab, or at least I didn't grab. But...
Yes. The other thing, yeah. So the thing I was gonna say is like with this Books Palma, this device that I really like that I bought, that was way too expensive for what it is, but it is also it's like genuinely a relatively solid Android phone just without the phone part. So you could use it for that. The screen makes it fucking impossible to use for anything other than reading books, basically. So you'd never really want to. But the cool thing about the device is just with the Kindle app, I can enable infinite scroll in a book. Instead of turning pages, I just scroll down the book. And something about it just truly tricks my brain into feeling like I'm scrolling Twitter. And I have read 800 pages in 2 days. So, Jesus. And that's literally just like while I'm peeing or like when I'm at the stove cooking food for dinner. Like it's just incredible how good it has been for my reading.
It's like reading a manhwa.
Yeah, like a webtoon.
Ah! All right, I was not saved by the ledge guard.
Because I think it's because you're using the battle art, aren't you?
Yeah.
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 She's
Yeah.
normal
Yeah. The
attacks.
dancer will walk right off the cliff.
Oh my god, I have to fiddle with my settings because this is driving me insane.
Where am I? Oh, the bird we knocked down is here. Ah! It hit me with a black
Okay.
fireball.
Did this fix
That's
the
racist.
flickering? It did not. Ah, it's driving me insane. It's gonna give me the worst headache of all time.
It did not fix it. It did not.
I will need to restart eventually. I don't need to do it right now.
We can get to like the next bonfire.
Yeah, we'll get to the bonfire and I'll reset. It's just suddenly my screen will just like randomly go black, or like whole planes of the like environment will just be black, like as if there's like a big shadow cast over it. And I don't know why, and it is maddening. Belleroth is so beautiful. Imagine what it looked like at the height of its society. Cool
Probably
things.
really
Oh,
bright.
shit. Fucking cool things that I forgot to mention. These towers, do they look familiar to you? Look at the towers around Belleroth. They're fucking divine towers.
Yeah.
And just like the divine towers in the game, they're organized in a spiral that gets taller as it spirals around. So people have noticed that in the base game world as well, is that all the divine towers are arranged in like a circle, but they're all at different heights. So they're actually a spiral.
Ow.
Love it.
Yeah, it's fucking sick.
So that's true of the base game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Their level design is so good.
It's smart. It goes to show that like all of this stuff was planned. Like, I mean, obviously, like I know a lot of people think like when you're building a game, like, oh, especially a game this big, you're like, oh, they're just like making it up as they go. But like this shit, probably a lot of the writing for this DLC probably was approved like 2 years ago. Like right after the game came out and or before, like while they were implementing things. Because you just like can't get away with like delaying stuff like that. And usually rewrites, when they happen as a result of like a necessity, you can usually tell. So it's like, it's interesting. It's interesting. All right, I'm going to pause my recording really quick
Yeah,
and then
a lot
shut
of
out
it's
my
very
game.
insanely involved.
I'm going to Shadow Realm Blessing first, actually. Yay, Shadow Tree 6. We're officially more Shadow Tree Blessings than most of the people I've helped co-op beat the final boss.
Damn. His weapon looks like the Frenzied Flame guy weapon.
I'm going to go to fight him on my own. So we're we're fighting Queeline. That's what happened while I was paused. To
Yep.
chat
Oh!
to people in the VOD.
He got a lot of damage.
Yep.
I thought I was doing fine, and then I disintegrated.
Yeah, his fire stabs.
Have you
are
tried
big
not
no-nos.
disintegrating, dude? Like,
No,
seems
Yeah,
like
seriously,
a
Crunch.
skill issue to me.
I didn't build to be self-sufficient.
Seems weird. Seems
built to
weird.
be a
Why
coward.
didn't you just build to not get killed by such a weird nerd?
He doesn't stagger.
That insignia is actually pretty good.
All right, let's see how long it takes me to deal with him.
Those stripped of the grace of gold shall all meet death in the embrace of
Wait, it doesn't just say
Mesmer's
Mesmer's Flame. That makes sense. I was gonna say, like, he's using Mesmer's sword, basically. He even has the stab.
Yep.
All ye
He killed me.
by grace, kneel
Oh.
evermore before the flame of Mesmer.
His
Tough
weird
he is.
little shaggy haircut.
Love it.
He's trying to have a halo of gold around his head like Mesmer.
He's trying to
It's not
be.
working.
He's trying to
Oh,
be
don't
very
die
cool.
again.
It's not working for him.
No, he's not
That's
very
rude.
cool, actually.
Patches would hate him.
Patches would
Look at that
fucking
monk-
hate
Look at that
him.
monk ass haircut.
Yeah, look at this cleric looking motherfucker.
Yep. I never really figured out the lore significance of this. I never maybe got quite an as deep with Bloodborne, so I don't know what the explanations are. But from a broader design standpoint, the whole thing with Patches and Bloodborne was like, oh, haha, like he's turned into a spider guy. The only other spider people are all people who have monk haircuts.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I feel like it's just kind of like supposed to be like a fate worse than death for Patches, where the only people that are his kin are like clerics.
yeah.
I guess, like, is that the joke?
Religious,
I don't
like
know.
people. Yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah.
have no idea. Like they basically are a bunch of dweeby monks. Like,
Yeah, so it's very funny that it's like, okay, the only people like him are people that he hates. I guess, like that sucks.
oh, Mesmer Flame. Scary.
I hate trying to figure
Sekiro
out why you
parry.
can't open the map right now. I'm pretty over this part of the game, where it's like, okay, map open. What can't
Yeah,
open?
that's a fun guessing game. I would love for them to fix that.
There's way too many non-hostile enemies that are hostile.
Damn it! I got really close.
When I made the video about pausing, some people were saying like, "Oh, I'd much rather be able to access just the map whenever," and I was like, "Oh, me too." Like I would ask for
Yeah.
that in the game before adding a pause button.
Mhm.
Like,
It's so
Yeah.
common that just like something in the game is considered to be aggroed on you, but it's not doing anything, and it's not even like approaching you. So it's like, why does it count? Leave me alone.
This guy's really good at punishing blocking.
Yeah,
People
He
should
likes
be
to
like,
break your shield.
you should be able to open their map unless someone's like 10 feet away attacking you.
I just say me open the map while they're attacking me, and
Yeah,
just
I
make
don't-
it so I can't teleport. I can open my inventory.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, why wouldn't you just be allowed to be punished for that? You can open your equipment in the middle of combat. Why can't you open your map?
My goal is often to teleport. I do want to open the map all the time, but I also want them to be less restrictive about teleporting because oftentimes it's like the game has just 1 million enemies in these zones, and there's a lot of really weird passive enemies that can technically aggro, but will never actually seemingly come up to you and attack you, so you can't even tell where they are. So you just start running around in circles trying to find out what you can lock onto and attacking them just so the map will finally open. You're like, this is stupid.
Oh, he jumped over my Sekiro attack. Damn it.
Oh, I got him first try, but I had only one flask left.
Oh god, I forgot how good this spear was at roll catching. I guess it's technically a great sword, but
It's very dangerous.
there we go.
I got him by focusing on just backstab fishing, punching every jump attack.
If you
Thou shalt not evade the flame
I already
of
got
Mesmer.
if you deflect his second attack using the deflecting hard tier, guard counter with the Daikatana hitbox porns his third follow up, so you can just always hit him. It goes right over your right shoulder, and it's extremely erotic.
Oh, I had him one hit away, and one of the random shades walked up and stabbed me with a dagger.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
The worst kind of death.
That
Coward.
sucks.
It sucks because they're just like hanging around ambient non-aggro, but I guess one of my AoEs clipped them.
Yeah, you like singe their little toes or whatever, and now they're furious. Hate that
I
shit.
just did a lot of jump attacks.
I was finished first. Big weapon, go boom. Where is...
I'm wondering what happens if I summon Freya and then open my world. Oh, we tried that already and it didn't work, I think. I'm gonna open my world. Oh no, my world is open. So let's wonder what happens if... Let's look at what happens if we summon Freya.
I'll go ahead and try to join again.
Let Freya...
I have the feeling whoever the 5th player is probably just won't be able to make it in, but we'll see.
I'm just curious because I saw in the patch notes before the DLC, they were like, increase the limit from people, like from 5 to 103 or something. Like it was like absurdly high.
I wasn't aware they changed that. Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was like a beta thing or if it was pre-DLC or what, but she's here now. What's up, Freya? So she was given a kiss by Tender Mikola on her face when she was after the Battle of Aeonia, and it healed her and gave her a scar.
Everyone but Andrew right now.
Yep.
I'm almost here. There I am.
Andrew's here. Okay, so if we want to summon
Loading.
people, we just need to do it and then have them come in. All right, let's fight. Let's do it.
I don't see Ka.
Ka's here.
Oh, Jesus. Another invisible situation.
Your
Swear.
spirit probably won't be in the fight.
Yeah, you don't want to summon them outside.
I made
That's
that mistake at
fine.
Moog.
O horn-decked beast from higher sphere delivered, take root inside the tower's sculpted keepers, and perched within, we beg of thee, rise.
Who's your good boy?
Dance and kavod, cleanse all that thou wilt. Cruelty, woe, and those who plague the tower. Cleanse away the strumpet's vile progeny.
The double teeth. The music for this
I love
fight
that it's just
fucking amazing.
Very cool boss design.
Glass eyes too.
Snowy.
That's where the glass shards must come from. That's cool.
Oh, big wind.
Windy boy.
It's so fucking windy. Oh, I can't see. Oh,
Nope.
yeah, there's a lot of AoE.
there's competing winds. That's a big leap.
Alright, run success.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I
some
deflected, but I deflected the wrong move. There we go.
I put Lieutenant really far away. I just don't want him to aggro on her. The idea of having a ranged DPS pressure is so wild.
Oh.
No, don't notice her.
There we
Big
go.
lead.
Yep,
Bled
there she
him.
goes.
No, in one hit. Granted, she's not very high level because we don't have that many
God,
upgrades yet.
this fucking music is so dope.
Or more specifically, last time we played, the summon upgrader was bugged. Did it?
I summoned my Ash while you were killing him.
150,000 damage co-op or combo.
Why did my mimic here just randomly die? No one else's did. What the heck? All right.
You didn't love yours enough.
Yeah, clearly. All right,
Yeah.
we got a few important
It died of
items.
neglect.
So, Crusade Insignia, it is interesting. It says, raises attack power after defeating an enemy. A talisman depicting a raised spear on a backdrop of flames in remembrance of the lives lost in the sacred crusade led by Mesmer. The warriors who fought in the crusade set aside both honor and mercy to wantonly impale and scorch those deemed impure. Those who felt invigorated by each cry of death were the same men who were certain of the sanctity of the campaign. Genocide is cruel, and people who advocate for it are bad, is what that description is saying. It's saying maybe they're abusing their power. Remembrance of
I
the
miss when Elden Ring wasn't political.
What about a little genocide as a treat?
Remembrance of the Dancing Lion. Remembrance of the Dancing Lion hewn into the Shadow Tree. So this is our first indication that the Shadow Tree works exactly the same as the Erd Tree, because the remembrances of those who die here are hewn into grace by it, or its version of grace, into remembrance. So the power of its namesake can be unlocked at a finger reader, just the same as the Erd Tree. When the Impaler's army assailed the tower, the ritual of the lion dance was turned towards martial ends, its divinity, its fury, its light-footed beauty. Then, of course, we have the Divine Beast head, ritual headwear in the form of the Divine Beast's head used to perform the lion dance. Worn by the very finest of the sculpted keepers, alas, it no longer responds to the old woman's earnest prayer. Divine Invocation heightens intensity of the storm alongside strength and dexterity, but reduces the restorative effect of drinking from a flask of sacred tears. Focus is also troubled by wearing this headwear. You can get slept and you can go mad while wearing this, which is interesting. So there's that. I also picked up a horned warrior sword. It just says the ornamental tangled horns allow the blade to serve as a medium for horn calling. So we get a lot of interesting religious kind of imagery here. They have sort of this like Divine Beast Alliance dance that requires like zealotry and fervor to be able to maintain. Focus is troubled by wearing this headwear, so you don't like people are like prone to madness and sleep and like sort of divine intervention as a result of that when they are in this sort of trance-like dance state. And we also get a point. It points towards the old lady. It says, "Hey, she keeps calling out for it." So if we want to progress that, we'll have to wear this divine helmet and go speak to the old lady.
This is my dancing.
Yeah, do you want to go
cosplay.
warp to the small private altar?
Yes, we should do it on our own. And also Ka is at the Table of Lost Grace, so I'm letting them do their round table stuff.
My lion dancer cosplay.
Oh, Freya's still here. How nice. Hi, Freya. You're just going to hang out? I think she's just around. You're done?
Banish me.
All right, get out of my world.
Be gone.
There is something really cool here.
So graceful and beautiful.
In this environment, there's a bunch of horned lions. It's specifically these like weird three-toed lion, like braziers or whatever. Or braziers or whatever. They're here, and we see them in a few other locations. I think you can even see remnants of that kind of three lion sculpture in the base game. So let's go back to the small private altar.
And put on your lion head. And give her a big smile.
Reverie asks, how do you feel about the theory that Mikola was always going to fail because of his curse? Nascent means specifically before to reach one's full potential. Mikola failed in all ventures. No finished Haylig tree, never curing his sister, failing to ascend. Yeah, I mean, like, I think that can check out. I think that the thematic there is that like Mikola is always young, like he's cursed with just this inability to progress, and so I think it lines up. All right, let's put on the Divine Beast helmet. We can talk to the sleepy granny. Let me know when we're all ready.
Ready.
Yep, ready.
Okay.
Oh, such a joy to smell the scent again. Does a sculpted keeper stand before me? Oh, as I felt the sacred beast's essence fade, a great anxiety welled up within. Forgive this old woman her foolish fears. 'Tis such relief I cannot express. After an eternity of the mind, Our voices have at last reached the heavens, as evinced by thy gracious arrival. Oh, oh, oh. I implore, vessel of the sacred beast, have my son accompany thee to war, and dance thy dance of beauteous color. Take vengeance upon Mesmer and his lot. They who betrayed us, aye, they who burned us. Let them face in thy wrath their just deserts. My song will I sing in service to thee.
Oh.
O sculpted keeper, channel thy color into the most resplendent of dances. My song will I sing in service to thee.
So she says a few interesting things, and we're going to talk about the item that she just, or the incantation she just gave us.
From higher sphere delivered, we beg of thee to dance.
She repeats herself.
Dance and kavod. Cleanse all that thou wilt. Cruelty, woe, and those who plague the tower. Cleanse away the strumpet's vile.
We'll walk away from her so that I don't talk over her dialogue. So one of the interesting things about her is just that she, first things first, she says, let my son go with you on the warpath. She's talking about the Hornsent, like the NPC named Hornsent. That is her grandson. So that's kind of interesting. But the second aspect of that that's neat is that she says like channeled through collar. That's referring to like one of the 4 like bodily humors of like, you know, like ancient medicine. It means bile or like sickness. So they cleanse the world with sickness, which explains why, you know, in the modern era of the Erd Tree, the omen were considered a sickness. And the appearance of horns is considered like a curse or like a medical condition that the perfumers were originally designed to try and heal. But here it was seen as a sign of divinity. And this ties to how the hornsent eventually evolve into the manflies, which basically just spend all their time eating trash and puking. Like choler and bile and sickness and like affliction is in itself an aspect of divinity to the Hornsent, which is interesting because it also sets up this theory, this idea of like, it ties into this concept of like life as suffering and the original state of things being sickness and death. And like, again, it all being a circle of life, but not in the like fun way that it's fun to think of a circle of life, but truly in a sense of like, we come from shit, we end in shit. And like, that's it. That's, I think, very interesting, like a really unique, weird religious iconography that you don't really see explored in many settings. So that's all she has to say for now. I think we can rest at a bonfire and maybe talk to her again and get some soup. So I'm going to rest at the Grace and then talk to her, and I think she'll give us soup.
What?
Did I stutter?
Soup.
I didn't know this. She gives you soup? That's
Yeah,
interesting.
she gives you soup and you can give it to her, to the Hornsent.
Horn-decked beast from higher.
Oh.
Welcome,
You can't give the dancing
O
blades
glorious
bleed.
Sculpted keeper. Thou art kind indeed to
But I
this
wanted to.
aged crone. Oh, pardon me, my dear. Where are my manners? Surely thou must hunger, O sculpted keeper. I prithee, partake of this modest dish. 'Tis only plain fare, but sup to the lees, and it will surely grant thee ample vigor. Shouldst thou be by hunger's pangs beset, I implore thee, partake of my stew. Thou art sure to feel thy vigor restored, though if the flavor doth thy tongue offend, I care not if thou throwest it away.
All right. So she gives us a scorpion stew, and it says, once made with love by a certain elderly woman for the family table, having long gone cold, this soup gives off a rank, sour smell. What's interesting about this is that the god of rot was a scorpion. So it's interesting there as well, this connection between rot and death and bile and the horn scent. And that gets to perhaps the most interesting thing she gives us, which is the incantation Watchful Spirit. So this incantation reads, an entreaty received from the Empyrean Grandam. Summon a guardian spirit, blah, blah, blah. Take vengeance upon Mesmer and his lot. Those who betrayed us, those who burned us, they who burned us, let them face their wrath in just deserts. She's called the Empyrean Grandam here, which is extremely interesting because as far as we were concerned in the base game, the only Empyreans that existed at the time that we were there was Mikola, Rani, and Millennia. But there were theories of other Empyreans. We knew the Glomide Queen was an Empyrean. We knew, obviously, Marika must have been an Empyrean if she was to be ascended to godhood. And we know that the Two Fingers choose Empyreans. However, this directly tells us that Empyreans are a concept that existed prior to the Erdtree era. They existed prior to Marika's reign, and it meant something different before she kind of created her world order that was ruled by the Fingers and the Erdtree. Empyreans in Japanese, the word for them is like Shinjin or like divine people. And so her name in Japanese, this woman, is not the Hornsent Grandam, but the old lady of the divine people. So it is believed that the Empyreans are just anyone who has access to divinity. And there is an interesting sort of consistency across everything we know of Empyreans in the lore. Every single Empyrean has a sealed eye. So Rani has her left eye sealed, which is something we see on her spirit. It shares the sealed right eye of the doll. Millennia has both of her eyes occluded by her rot, which some believe it kind of symbolizes her, giving up her status as an Empyrean to Mikola, obviously. There is a Mikola cross later in the game that we can find that reveals that he too had an eye. There will be dialogue from Ansbach about that. That's really important. But the summary of that is Ansbach also states that all Empyreans have a divine birthright that is shown through their special eye. And then maybe most interestingly, Melina's left eye is also sealed. And in the Frenzied Flame ending, she opens it and it's gloam colored. So it is heavily implied that Melina was the Glomide Queen, and her body being burned and killed during the Erdtree era was because she, as a daughter of Marika, rose up against Marika and tried to claim her status as an Empyrean, and thus was killed. So
Blythe has an eye that's closing.
Blythe does have an eye that's closing. That's closed. Yes, he does. But he's not an Empyrean. He's a Shadow. But those are gifted to Empyreans.
Unless.
So my world is open. We can continue.
Maybe he's Ichigo and he gets to be everything. It can't just be a Guts reference.
It is his. Let's see. His left eye is not fully closed. It is fucked up, but it's not fully closed, so he doesn't count.
Maybe he just wanted to be like Ronnie.
Maybe.
Still says no sessions found.
Yeah, I'm not getting any sessions.
Well, you're a fool, and shame on you.
It's like Jacuzzi Splat getting a face tattoo to make knees feel better.
My world is open now. I closed it by accident just a second ago. I'm going to pause my recording so I can pee really quick. I'll be right back. All right.
Chat says they're having surgery to remove a kidney stone later this month. Well, good for bad for you.
That's probably a pretty big kidney stone. Be careful. Drink more water.
For your improvement.
Yeah, sorry about that. I know all about that. Again, for me, it hasn't reached the point of surgery, but I have passed several.
It's a
one
kidney.
time
what could it cost? Like $15?
Just get a
One
new
time I had
one.
one that took like a month to pass. It was really
It's a
bad.
kidney. What could it cost?
Yeah.
$10?
I have never had a kidney stone. I've never had any issues with any of my digestion. I am perfectly normal and immortal and will never die or or experience sickness. It's
Right?
great.
Yep.
I would
is
simply
great.
deflect the stone.
All right, where we
Parry
going?
it. Riposte.
Yeah, I gotta get good.
You shouldn't have let your meter fill up.
I like to
That's what
think
bolus-
that it's
that's what
just
your
more
boluses
of,
are for.
it's less that it's a get good skill, and it's more that my body just creates so much toxicity that nothing can survive inside of it. It's like a curse, but the benefit of that curse is that I don't get sick.
Milo's climbing on the desk. That's bad. Ka was able to join. Illusory, are you able to join?
I was not,
Yep.
but I'm trying again now.
Oh,
Okay.
wait, I thought I...
Yeah, I don't know
Oh.
why it's been very finicky.
Wah,
Okay,
wah,
because it did say
wah,
connecting
wah.
for me more than once, but then it just like gave up.
I might need
Very odd.
to. If it doesn't work, I'll
No,
just
it's-
quit out of the game and then.
No, I'm good now though.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, sick. There you are. Okay, it took you a second to pop up on my game. All right, so let's go back up to the Theater of the Divine Beasts, and then we'll go up the tower and touch the cross up there, and then we'll be able to move forward. Reverie's talking about the Iris of Grace in my chat. The Iris of Grace is not a seal. That's the big thing. It's not what was given to Mesmer, but it does. We have Marika's rune on it, but we do know Source Seal is specifically a seal, which is what that is. It's a model. It's a model of what we see depicted on the Source Seal. So, including the weird like pieces of it, the intricate metal pieces. So,
Fun.
we'll talk about that when we get to it. It's going to be interesting.
This is a very toe-stubbing floor.
Ooh, yeah.
I think they
So many
expect you to be
opportunities
wearing
to
boots.
trip. I mean, even then you're tripping.
Then again, this is a Miyazaki game,
It's
so who can say?
It's such an uneven floor. It's like this is a disaster to walk on.
All right. God, this is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
You're beautiful.
Zuli put out a
Whenever I see
video today
Whenever I see
about the Shadow Tree.
I always think it's 2D.
Yeah, comparing the size
Mhm.
of this one to the other Erd tree.
Yeah. Now let's talk to this ghost. It says, O tower of ours hidden in shadow, O lofty spiral piercing the heavens, lead him safely unto greater godhood, and in divinity grant our salvation. So we just probably talk about Mikola. And just like with the Erd tree in the base game, thorns are growing over the doorway up the tower. So sealed and
That's not
obscured
good.
by shadow. And then there's a Tower of Shadow message. And in that it says, message left by Needle Knight Lita addressed to kindred spirits who also pursue Mikola's trail. The gate of divinity lies in the tower sealed by shadow. That is surely where kind Mikola is headed. We are no Empyreans, but we must locate the path that will lead us there. I will follow the crosses east. So, we shall follow the crosses east as well. Let's
I
celebrate.
had trouble. I was confused trying to interpret that message because there's so many things that could be called towers and shadow in this land of shadows and towers.
Oh, where did you go? Because it's glitched out the display for me.
Castle
Did you go to
front.
Castle front. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. That's
I
what
mean-
assumed, but
I presumed that it meant the tower obscured by shadow directly in front of where you get the note. In
Yeah,
front
that's
of
what I
the
figured
ghost.
I
That's
was
I
figuring it's
assumed
the-
it
I
meant
was
the
figuring
place
it's-
called Shadow Tower.
Shadow Keep.
Yeah,
Shadow Tower Abyss.
because there's a giant thing in the distance that's called the Shadow Keep, but you're standing at a place that's sealed by briars, which could be shadow.
If you look at the briar, if you press Y on the briars, it says obscured by shadow, which is the exact wording.
Womp womp.
So, all right. There are a few things we can do from here. I think we can go over to.
Did we
One
want
of
to go
those things is
underneath? Well, yeah, I'm stuck in a loading screen as well, but we'll see. We'll
Uh-oh.
see. No, it's going
Banishee.
through
There
fine.
it goes.
Yeah,
This mod's
just
murdering
slow.
us today.
Yeah, I was thinking if we can go northeast from here slightly, or we
Mhm.
can go underneath that one castle we can't get in yet. And if we go straight ahead, I think it leads to a cave.
Yeah, so there is an area under the bridge right here that we should probably do if we haven't done it yet. Because I don't remember what we've done. Do this.
Oh yeah, this area down here. I forgot about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a short dead end, so we might as well do it now.
You just get it dealt with. And then I can't remember if the Fog Rift Fort is on this side or if we have to actually go through Ensis before we get there.
Chess says that kidney stones are a thing will always, that's going to happen at least once. And I'm like, I don't know if that's true.
Never had one, never will.
I don't think most
never
people
had
get
one.
kidney
I feel
stones.
like most people don't. Yeah, I agree.
But it's not uncommon for someone to get like one in their life. But yeah, it's far from a guaranteed thing.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I wonder what the stats are on that actually.
I don't really like red meat.
Yeah. So Reverie is talking in my chat. He says, I think Mesmer gave up his own source seal for America and had his corruption blasphemous sealed behind an Iris of Grace. So I would agree with that, except for the fact that that's just not what the Iris of Grace does. I think he was given America's source seal or scar seal specifically because they are meant to seal away corruption. And he's still very devout to her. So even though she was using him, he maintained his devotion to her and kept it in until we force him to reveal his true self. So I think that's what it
just
was.
sounds like something you use to freeze off warts.
Oops.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see that.
but yeah, that's what the lore seems to indicate, as well as it literally just being a source seal that's 3D modeled. Yes. Okay. Here we go. We should do the
We're by
catacombs
the
over here.
frog.
Yeah, we're by the frog. Gwirig or whatever his name is, or Gripple or something.
The hardest I've laughed maybe playing Elden Ring.
I love that.
Mine was
guy. He rules.
mine was
So
when there was a
fucking
boss.
funny.
Mine was when there was a boss door, but right to the right of it is a tiny regular door, and that's how you get to the boss. I thought that was like the funniest thing I could imagine this game could
These are
do,
the
and I was like,
fucking-
oh,
This game's Elden Ring is like FromSoftware are funny developers.
They are. They've got a really good
They
sense
have
of
a lot of
humor.
very very funny
their
ideas.
target demographic aren't the worst humans on Earth. Like,
It's very, I think one of the things that's cool about their sense of humor is that they're able to construct like gameplay jokes because their design language and their like the way that they do level design and like set player expectation is so cohesive and cogent
Yeah.
that you like when something is special and goofy, you immediately notice it and understand what it's doing and it's extra funny.
Yeah, like they have such a specific language, like their use of like health bars and boss music and so on. That like they have a level of like unspoken joke they can do. That
Yes.
I'm used to only seeing in like Undertale. Doing these like weird format jokes, like oh we're doing dialogue at this point, or we're breaking this fight in this way, or this other nonsense is happening like all throughout underwear games.
Yeah.
But like in this case, it was just the fucking reveal of like, okay, I'm dealing with stuff. I crossed the bridge. Oh, one of those big knights with the big hammer is coming out that door. That's the thing to think about now. Oh, a health bar is showing up on the bottom of the screen. That's worse. And then like as you're processing that, like just the timing is so perfect. It then just launches the fucking tongue attack.
The tongue attack is so fucking funny.
Like it's just such a
I,
like it's funny on its own, but the series of like beats that happen before the tongue attack make it so much funnier.
something I was trying to leave a message to like warn about it, but then I realized that tongue isn't a body part in the Elden Ring message system. So I was like, fuck. So the best thing I messaged was like, boss ahead, but be wary of head. It's like the only way I could work.
Great
that
head
is-
ahead.
Yeah.
Be
like-
wary of lick. All right. Oh yeah, these guys, the Shadow Militia. Visually similar to, but legally distinct from, the Vulgar Militia.
the little guys.
Yeah.
I like the little guys.
Oh, are they different?
Yeah, they're different. This is a group of criminals
No,
that have been
they're-
conscripted. Ah, bear!
Visually distinct.
Oh! That's an entire bear.
That's a little one.
This is the troll catacomb, right?
I love these fucking
I don't
catacombs.
like how well this door traps us because it's exactly one person wide.
I'm not gonna use a
Vulgar
bolus.
militia Shotel.
Okay, bye,
No
Keith.
poison, stop. I win.
What'd you win?
Games.
I don't think there's anything.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been anything on any of those ledges in the DLC so far.
No, I
Not
don't
that
think
I
so.
found.
Most of them don't have
Nothing
one,
down there.
like
Okay.
a ledge.
No. You're right. Yeah, sometimes it's not there, but if it is there, then I think there's nothing on it.